The New Day is no longer with WWE. I covered more of it yesterday, and we're going to get to hot takes, but I just want to address two things. One, I got a lot of people, mostly on TikTok, saying, yeah, the New Day weren't doing anything anyways. Them not being a part of any storylines is literally not their fault. And the second thing is, I keep hearing people say, oh, well, they had a mutual agreement to part ways. And in my mind, I think that's a very misleading statement. I guess technically on some level it is truthful, but correct me if I'm wrong, but we had the New Day with a 3-year contract. Let's just pretend they were guaranteed $100 every year, and they were told you have to show up whenever we tell you to show up to work, and you can only wrestle for us, and you'll get $100 every year for the next 3 years. They agreed on it. But then in year 2, TKO says, actually, we want to only give you $50 a year, and you have to show up for work whenever we tell you, and you can't wrestle for anybody else. So if I'm the New Day, I'd be like, wait a second. We already agreed on something. We're happy with that agreement, and now you want to pay us less for basically the same stuff? And then TKO says, yes, but if you don't sign, we'll release you. And New Day was like, then release us. And then TKO was like, okay, we'll release you, but this is a mutual agreement now because you said it. It's like, oh, no, it wasn't. TKO backed out on the original deal. All right, now let's get to some hot takes after I tell you about the belt giveaway. At 30,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away this belt right here. All you got to do is comment below and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to quit my day job, people. Help me out. Also, let me know in the comments below if you want me to start covering AEW content. I did try in the past, but it didn't seem like people wanted it. So let me know if that has changed. Who knows? Maybe I'll do Wednesday night live streams, but only Wednesday. All right, people. But if you want to win, it's not a toy. It's a replica, so comment and subscribe. All right, hot takes. Nick Hill PK says, I don't know how I feel about Ricky coming up and losing. Yeah, I don't think it was a good move, to be honest with you, because let's just base it off history. There's no shame in losing to the champion. But I will say this. Carmelo Hayes, on his first night, he lost to Cody Rhodes, and there wasn't a program established after that. It was just like, okay. And it took about 2 years for Carmelo Hayes to recover and still yet to get a WrestleMania match. Now we look at someone like Trick Williams, or even Ethan Page. We got Trick Williams, though. He goes into a program instantly with somebody in the mid-card, a top mid-card guy, right? And that has really established Trick Williams super quick on the roster. And you go to Raw, you look at Ethan Page, who is pretty much in the mid-card right now and involved in that. And he hasn't made as big a splash as Trick Williams, but Ethan Page seems to have really just fit like a glove and is slowly building credibility as a main roster talent. And there's Obafemi, but Obafemi's an anomaly. Most people shouldn't go up against Brock Lesnar right away, but so let's just not even think about Obafemi, with the exception of the fact that, you know what, maybe it's not a bad thing to push someone really hard, right? Really hard the moment they get on the main roster, because that's what they did with Oba. Heck, even JC Jane, she went straight up against the top champion, women's champion, and, well, she didn't really lose. Yeah, she lost by DQ, but she did not get pinned, and she's still actively involved in that feud now, or a program with Rhea Ripley. So it's like, we got evidence that suggests that even losing to the top champion isn't the best idea when introducing someone to the main WWE audience. So I'm gonna say, while I don't feel that Ricky Saints is buried, I definitely don't think that this was the greatest way to be like, hey, look at the future right here as he loses. Dale Alex says, I'm telling you, the Usos are turning on Roman. I see, Usos are turning on Roman. I didn't think that. I didn't think that, but you know what? I know Roman gave the order that nobody can touch Jacob, but at the end of the day, Jacob walked through the Usos and the Usos just didn't do nothing. And maybe that's a hint that the Usos have kind of sort of aligned with Jacob, or at the very least, they're gonna let Roman take a beat down. I don't think so, but that is a very interesting prospect. Because it would be easy for the Usos just to say, yeah, we didn't like how you treated us before, and we're not going back to that. I love AEW wrestling. I truly hate the Sammy and Trick feud now because of that dang gingerbread man's death. That WWE is just too stupid, and this segment was worse than Bobby Lashley's sisters. I remember the Bobby Lashley sister segment. That's with Sami Zayn too. That is one of the all-time worst, in my opinion. God, that was so bad. Yeah, I don't. Are you saying the segment's bad because they killed the gingerbread man, or are you saying it's because of the whole angle with the? I personally, I'm loving the gingerbread angle. Hated the Bobby Lashley sister angle, but loving gingerbread man, and that's all right. You know, different strokes for different folks. It's okay to absolutely hate the gingerbread man storyline, but I don't. I absolutely love it. Carmichael says, Bore Tessatori ruins every good moment. Gunther attacking Cody is awesome, but the Bore Tess casually says, Gunther has arrived, and I tune out. So, Carmichael, I'm not going to lie. Joe Tessatori, I have slowly kind of turned on him as well. I don't think he's, like, bad or anything, but it's just, he seems like, I don't know, he's like today's WWE product, a little too clean, a little too sanitized. I like my WWE a little dirty. TTJC says Trick doesn't even care if what he says is PG anymore. Yeah, no, he doesn't. Definitely not PG. But he's not just dropping like swear words and stuff like Pat McAfee did just to be all relevant and hip and stuff like that. You know, shock the audience. No, it's just like so natural for Trick that it comes across just hilarious. Hanko says, Cody just getting jumped by everyone. Join a faction or something. It's getting sad. And I think that's how he starts all his storylines. Or maybe it's all Gunther, how Gunther starts storylines. He just starts attacking people. That's what he did to Seth Rollins, and now that's what he's doing to Cody Rhodes. Keno says, RIP New Day, Chop, please make a tribute video. I really want to. I really want to, but I am just slammed at work right now. We have our audit season. I have like 9 days left. So I'm at my day job like almost all day long. On top of that, Backlash is happening, and next week my assistant is like going on vacation. So like, gosh, I really want to. Like, I feel bad. If I don't get a New Day tribute up, it's not for lack of trying. Arrow Noir says the AI era is in full effect. The gingerbread storyline reeks of it. Either that or Vince is ghost writing. Yeah, you know, again, I love it, but it's okay to hate it. Jimbo Slice says Sammy will get himself over as a heel so effectively, he's going to get genuine cheers when he mentions his die-hard fans. I'm going to be honest with you. I have now flipped back to a Sami Zayn fan. Fickle, right? No, I'm not being fickle. I'm saying that Sammy is so much more interesting as a heel. I love him as a heel. Give me a break. Beating up the gingerbread man, that's hilarious stuff. Him just saying, I don't care what anybody says, as long as my 3 rider dies out there. Him just catering to 3 people, his rider dies. Like, he's delusional right now, and it's hilarious. But when he's just like, I'm gonna win the championship, and he just tries to like hype up the crowd about how he's just this underdog, that's not interesting. I am a Sami Zayn fan again. But underdog Sami, who steals Chad Gable's Intercontinental Championship against Gunther, Sami Zayn, who beats up the entire MFTs, yeah, don't like that one. But yeah, this Sami I like. Chris Happy says, just unify both mid-card titles, Intercontinental and US. WWE truly has the best women's roster in terms of athletes, but can't create a division. Yeah, you know, the women's division is insane. And yet, I honestly, Like, if it wasn't for Becky Lynch being like, I'll take the Intercontinental Championship, they would have 100% just swept that under the rug. Becky is actively trying to make that into something. And no wonder she's the best in the world, right, people? And that's not just me saying it, that's Sports Illustrated. So hopefully Tiffany follows suit. But I understand what you're saying. It's like, why did we create these titles if we're not going to have actual storylines built around them? Sean Alvarado says, I really hope Danhausen can get Oba as his partner. Yeah, so Danhausen, I love the Danhausen segment. I really do. I think a lot of people aren't talking about it as much because the Gingerbread Man really just was so polarizing. Plus, then we also had the WWE releases. But I think the Miz, Danhausen, and Kit Wilson program is amazing. That said, I'll do a video later in the week on who I think the mystery opponents can be. Obafemi, though, I could definitely see as a prime suspect. Tracy Wood says, Gingerbread Man is going to be alive at the funeral. Ooh, yeah, like, you know, have an open casket, the Gingerbread Man's there, and then he pops up, and it's Sami Zayn. I could see it. Kid Wilkes says, Tiffany Stratton says, who doesn't love an open challenge? Yeah, it's like, I caught that too. We don't on the Chop Nation because it's been done to death. Oh my gosh. Open challenge. If you go to my Wrestle Chop Plus channel, I actually did on YouTube or on TikTok, I actually did all of the open challenges since Sami Zayn started last year, and holy cow, there's like, I lost count how many there are. Mr. Pete says, is the brand split still a thing? Honestly, no. I wish it was, though. I loved when it was a hard brand split. Artez Detroit says, Sami Zayn committed ginger side. MGT Wrestling, RIP. RIP to the Gingerbread Man. He will be missed. Hope Sami gets what he deserves. Pour one out for the Gingerbread Man. Teddy Boy Ward says, Fraxim asking Truth for tax advice. They should have asked Penta. If you watch the WWE commercials, you know what I'm referring to in the past months. Actually, yeah, there is a WWE TurboTax commercial, and Penta, LA Knight, and even Stephanie Fakir are actually really good at it. Like, I'm not sponsored by WWE, but that is a commercial that I do enjoy. Penta does make it. It's really silly and it's really funny. Ashley Negan says SmackDown was just unwatchable. Tell me why, though. Why was it unwatchable? Because I actually enjoyed it, but it's okay. It's okay to not like it, but I tell you why I enjoy it. So I ask, when you say that this sucks, tell me why it sucks. Innovative programmed school. Trick and Sammy are stupid. Should have gone with the rise of Mello. I think we could have done all three. Honestly, I think we could have done all three. Almost always is it not, well, we should have fired that person and not that person. No, there's 5.5 to 6 hours of TV every week. You can literally push multiple people. Killer Wolf says Gunther as undisputed champion would be interesting. And welcome to SmackDown, Ricky Saints. Yeah, Gunther is champion. This is like, I'm very surprised they're doing this because it feels like Gunther should not be losing anytime soon. After retiring John Cena and retiring the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, and retiring some other guy, it feels like Gunther should not be losing. And he's about to get into a program with Cody. So it's like, are they going to take the belt this quick off of Cody? I don't know. Or if he beats Gunther, then it's almost like the aura that of the career killer Gunther is just gone. So, like, I'm very intrigued. This is a very unpredictable feud for me. And if Gunther wins the title, does he just hold on to it forever? It's ODW says JC Jane is got that superstar potential. It's crazy because when she first started off in NXT, she was the third best member in a 3-member faction. Yeah, way to go. JC Jane is truly, honestly, an inspiration. Way to stick it out because she has leveled up. Kev WWE says SmackDown was solid, but where's Randy Orton, man? He should have appeared. Or we should say something. Like, why not even just suspend Randy Orton? If Randy was going to be taken off TV, just have Nick Aldis suspend Randy for doing the punt kick. Something. Like, just mention him. He was literally the main event of night one. Where is this dude? Tristan Lee says, Gunther attacking Cody for no reason is proof that Triple H has no idea what he's doing booking the title matches, and whatever happened to Punk versus Cody match is long overdue. I think the Punk versus Cody match is supposed to be their WrestleMania 43 Night 1 main event. Karen Etheridge says, I think Royce and Jacob coming together as an alliance would be good. Your thoughts, Chop? My thoughts is that would be great. I have not really connected with Royce Keys. I know he has a great, fantastic backstory, origin story, but like, as a wrestler, I'm not really connecting. But when he went up to Jacob, it was like, Jacob, you're going to let them take food off your family's table? You're from the streets. Suddenly I got intrigued. And now, what if we got this, like, you got the baby faces, you know, Roman Reigns, the bloodline. You got the heels, Solo Sikoa, the MFTs. And then you create a third faction of Jacob Fatu, Royce Keys. Like, yeah, I was actually really, really interested in that. And it's almost like, it's not Royce Keys, Jacob's enforcer, but it's like just two equals, two guys who came from the bottom and have worked their way to the top. Like, I'm digging that. And if we want to go, like, from the streets, you could actually maybe use these two to kind of rejuvenate Damian Priest as a credible threat. I'm not saying make Damian Priest the leader of this trio, but what if you had three equals that have been that came from the streets? Like, just a thought. But Royce Keys, Jacob Fatu, I really hope we do this. And I don't want them to be pure baby faces if we do this. I want them to be able to straddle the edge of heel and baby face. Not even anti-hero. Some nights they might be heel, some night they might be babyface. All right, boys. All right, girls. Those are your hot takes. See you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw.